Okay, hi there. This is James from Resurva. Today we're going to cover the setup routine that's required to get Vend up and running and connected to your Reserve account. We did release a really awesome video called The Ultimate Barbershop Setup in Resurva, and hopefully you've watched that before attempting to connect Vend Point of Sale to your Reserve account so that you can manage your inventory in your shop as well as point of sale and checkout for your clients so that you can pull reports on gross and net sales for services as well as gross and net sales for products. So what we'll do is we'll start off by getting down to business and get our Vend accounts set up and connected to Resurva. So if you go to manage and then POS, you'll see here that you can connect your Vend account with Resurva. If you already have a Vend account signed up, just make sure you're logged in and you're just gonna put your subdomain into the field here that says https vendslug.vendhq.com. So you're going to want to put whatever your Vend slug is. Typically it's in this case it'll be related to your Reserve account. So we've got Parkdale Barbershop set up for ours. So I'm going to roll with parkdalebarbershop.vendhq.com. So I'm going to send out or sign up for my Vend account now, and I'll do that by clicking on this green button here that says sign up for a Vend account. So here I am going to Vend. I'm going to start off by saying that I am a salon or barbershop. We're going to have 2 to 5 employees. So the store name is called Parkdale Barbershop. And as you can see here, I get the subdomain. My name here in this case is James Stevens. My email is parkdalehairacademy@gmail.com. I'm going to paste in my password. I'm going to type in my city, which is Toronto. And then my phone number is 416-555-5555. And we're going to bill in Canadian dollars, so let's start selling with Vend. So here we go. And we'll just wait for this account to be created in Vend. So as you can see here, we got the basics all set up in the account. Vend, if you want to play around with it before you start sending and connecting your account over, you can just watch out or watch some of the videos or documentation that Vend provides. They also have a really handy sort of like setup widget that you can go through in their getting started guide, and it'll show you how to make a sale, add a product, add a customer. But that's all stuff we're going to cover here on our end. So I'll go through now and I'll actually connect my Vend account here. So you can see my subdomain. I'm just going to copy that just to make sure that I got the right letters typed in there. So it's https parkdalebarbershop.vendhq.com is what I'm connecting to. So once I click save here, it's going to ask me to sign in, and then I'm allowing access to Resurva, so I'll click on the allow access, and once that's done, I just need to select a register. So by default you get set up with main register, which is totally acceptable to use. You can change this name if you want in Vend, but I think it's a pretty good base name that you can use to track sales that come from that register in your shop. So I'll click on save, and now I've got my Vend connected, so we're all good. So if I go back here, I'm able to start sending over my appointments to Vend. So if I go and create a fake appointment now, with a client. I'll click on request booking. As you can see now, we've got the send to Vend button here, which will allow you to send the appointments over from Resurva and make them parked orders in Vend. So if you want to jump back to Vend here just to see what we got, their layout is really efficient. Your staff will spend most of their time here in the register, so we're just going to set that up for the first time. I'm going to skip this tutorial here, but that's something you can go through. But you can see here are the hotkeys for sort of popular products that you sell on fairly often. So they've got some product variants set up here within the quick keys that they have available on the sell screen. You can open and close your register, go through the sales history, track your cash management, check your status, and change some of the settings that you have, such as enabling training mode or setting up your quick keys. In Resurva, we deposit the parked orders into the sales history area. So as we start moving over appointments that are made with the providers in Resurva here, as you can see, I've still got this open here. You'll see the parked order pop up with the order total for the sale. Just jumping back through some of the other features that are available. There's the sales ledger here, which shows you all of your transactions that you've done through the business. The reporting area, which is really awesome. So since there's no data in here, everything's showing 0, but very quickly you can customize some sales reports. So the filter option allows you to either filter sales by supplier, brands, customers, or even tags that you set up in products. You can see here your product listing, which contains some of the default products that are provided by Vend, such as the t-shirt, their watch, sunglasses, and dress. You can delete these or just rename them to your own products that you stock at your stock or at your location. You can set your stock control, price books, which enables you to have discount pricing for certain customers or your staff. You can set different types of products. So again, you could create categories like hair pomades. If we're going to keep it on barbershops, you could have product types like pomades or just like t-shirts that you sell from your shop. You can track your suppliers too. So again, anybody that you order from, like either pomades or clothing that you stock, or you may stock like specialty items like razors or brushes. Whoever you order those items from, you can set them up and add them as suppliers. Again, you can set up all your brands too, so you can use this data in the future to pull reports on specific types of sales. Customers, again, you can create customers on the fly here in Vend, but what will happen is the customers that you have in Resurva are brought over into Vend as you sync over an appointment. So if the emails match up, it creates a new customer ID, and you can also create customer groups in Vend like you can in Resurva. So again, these groups could have access to specific price lists. So if you do have a group of friends that are very loyal to you, or just like close family members, you could offer them like either discounted service pricing or discounted product pricing. You can also do the same for your staff too. A good tip would be to have like a discount for staff to use the back bar items, which are either sold to them at a discounted price or provided free of charge. And this way you can track what products get used by the staff to be used on the clients that come into your shop. Lastly, e-commerce. That's or second last is the e-commerce element, which Vend has a built-in e-commerce engine if it is something you want to do. Vend also connects to Shopify, which is a really great online e-commerce platform that allows you to sell pretty much anything. It's a really well built out and thoughtful platform. And the beauty with Vend is it allows you to track and manage sales from in-store and online from one central location. And it allows you to also segment inventory that can only be sold online, or inventory that can only be sold in store. And then after that is we have the general setup area, which is where you can go through and set like your default tax rates, just like all sorts of odds and ends settings that you can just really fine tune, set up your printing options, your contact information for your business, who has access to the account, what type of accounts your staff have, what type of payment types you accept. So here in Canada, we accept debit, so that's something you'll have to set up as well. So you can track your sales by cash, credit, or debit. As well as gift cards. You can also enable a loyalty program and also connect additional add-ons such as a Zero for accounting purposes or QuickTime, depending on which system your accountant or bookkeeper is using. You can also set up gift cards and enable store credit. So right now I'm going to jump back into Resurva to just kind of show you the workflow. So right now our integration has three major features that connect and send data over to Vend. So first being services in Resurva become appointments in Resurva become parked orders in Vend. Your providers and the services they offer become products in Vend, and then we also sync over customer profiles from Resurva, taking over their name, email, and phone number, and creating a customer profile in Vend. So just really quick, I will show you how an appointment in Resurva can become a parked order in Vend. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my sales screen and I'll check my sales history. Well, actually, I'll go to the main sales screen here. So there's no customer information in here, but what I'll do is I'll click on this appointment that I've set up. I will click on the Send to Vend button, and it disappears once you've sent it over. I will also search, or I'll add another haircut as well for another person. So what's happening here is once I sent this appointment over for the first time, it'll do two things. It'll create a product in Vend for this provider, Des, and it'll be a Des Cadena haircut, and it'll also send over his pricing information. And we'll have to do that for each product to just get things started. In a future upgrade that we're working on, we will automate this process and we'll create product variants. So stay tuned for that. But right now, if you do want to bring over all of your services from Resurva into Vend, you'll just have to send over each appointment with each service that the provider offers. So I should probably just pick a shave now with Des, so I can at least get all three services that he offers over there. So I'll make up another customer here for him. So we'll call I don't even know what to type. How about Elvis Thompson? So I'll request the booking here, hide, and then lastly we'll make a haircut. And you know what, I'm just gonna go here and find a client. So let's see who we got on the clients here. Ooh, we got Susan Edwards with 21 bookings, eh? Okay, so we could do Susan as our last test client here. So if I go back to the schedule, I click on Susan, she's gonna get a haircut and shave for her husband here. So let's search the clients. So I'm going to put in Susan, and I'm going to request a booking and hide. So what I'll do here is I'll send over the appointment for Elvis, and I will also send over the appointment for Susan as well. So what this has done again is it's created 3 products in Vend for Des. Des Cadena haircut, Des Cadena a shave, and a Des Cadena haircut and shave. So if I go into Vend here and I check my sales history, you can see here there's 3 pending orders that are set up and ready to go. So we've got the first parked order from Jave Stevens for the haircut. We've got the second one for the shave, and the last one is the haircut and shave that Susan Edwards had requested. And so what I'll do is I'll click on the first order here. You can see that it is a product that Des offers here. We've got the shave, haircut, and shave that's offered by him. So what I can do on the sales ledger, or just go back here to sales history, I'll go through and I will continue the sale. So as you can see, it's a haircut by Des Cadena. I can add a sales note, whatever I want to add, such as client was very happy, and we can mark them as paid. So right now we just have cash and credit card in there. I could add debit, which I can show you how to do in a few moments, but we can say that this person paid cash, they paid $40, and it tells me that I have $11.25 change. So if I click done, it'll ask to print, but I don't need to do that now because we're just playing around with a demo. But typically in a lot of cases you'll have one of those nice little Epson printers that you can print out a receipt. You can also offer to email the client the receipt as well. But yeah, that's really how you get things started in Vend here. If you look at the products now, you can see that on the product end of things there are 3 services offered by Des. So we've got his the haircut for $25. We've got the haircut for the haircut and shave service, and then we've got the shave by Des as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump in, and I'm going to show you how to set your splits, and also just turn off inventory control, because it's not really something you need to worry about in Vend, since we are managing all of the inventory control in Resurvas by offering the time slots that are available to your clients. So what I'm going to do is, you can see like the handle, the SKU. I'm going to do a quick setup here, and I'm just going to get the haircut sorted out and properly categorized, so that you can pull reports in the future and attribute the sales to Des, and I'll also see what you may owe him, or a staff person working for you. So if I click on edit product here, you can see like the basics are all there, like the product name, the product handle, a description if you want to add that in. I could add a tag, so maybe I will create one called haircut. Product type, right now I'm gonna just create a general set type called I'll call it service. So I will add that in there. Supplier, right now we just have the default one that Vend has set up, but I will add a supplier, and I will make it Des Cadena. So this way what we can do is, for each barber or stylist you have working for you, you can create them as separate suppliers. The sales account code is uh, you could attribute the sales to somebody, but we don't need that for these services here. For product brand, we could create a new brand here called just again for classifications like PB service. So this would be Parkdale Barbershop Service in this case. So I will add that as a brand. Supplier code is something we don't really need to do here. And then we don't really need a purchase account code for here because it is not a physical product. It is a service-based product in this case. On our end here, we can manage the split here. So in our shop, we can imagine that there may be a 50-50 split. So if the retail price is $25, I will make the split $12.50. We don't really need to worry about variance here, just because it is just a single service. On the product end of things, could create variance for either sizes of a shirt or a physical product, as well as colors. So it's really your choice what you can do on the physical product side of things. But for service-based products, we really don't need to worry about that. And then I'm going to turn off stock tracking. So we don't need to worry about stock tracking because, again, that's all managed on Resurva based on your inventory availability. So once I click Save Product here, I got the basics set up. So we're able to now track and attribute the sales of these services for Des. And we could pull a report and actually pay him what he is owed based on the gross of the sales. I'm going to go through and just set up the sorry about that. I'm going to set up the other products that he offers. So we have the haircut and shave, which again I'm just going to go in and quickly edit. So again, we'll just go down here and I'll call it a service. The supplier will be Des. The brand will be a PB service, and we're going to do another $35 or 50% split. So the markup should be, it should be $32.50. So the markup is should be 100%. Oh wait, my math is terrible today. It should be 37. 50. Third time's a charm, everybody. Okay, I'm going to turn off stock levels and I'll click save. And the last setup that I'm going to do is for his shave service or shave product that he offers, or that is attributed to this provider in this case. So I'll just click on shave and I'll just do a quick edit of the product. I should probably I could add a tag to this as well, which I can do. The great thing about Vend 2, which is an awesome feature, is you can actually export all of your products. So you can export a CSV and you're able to manage and edit that in Excel or Google's spreadsheets or whatever spreadsheet service that you or software that you're used to using. But it makes editing and managing your product inventory and doing, say, that initial import much quicker process, just because spreadsheets are really easy for you to duplicate and paste down data, and then also just get a full view of everything that you offer. So I'll show you how to export that CSV after I finish this setup of this product for Des. But you can see here, I will just give it a product type of service. Again, I could give it a product type or tag of shave. So again, if I wanted to pull a report on all the tags for shave, so I can see just my shave sales, you could do that too. You could also create another product type called shaves. The supplier again is Des, so in this case it will be a $25 supplier price. We'll call it PB service, and I'm going to turn off the inventory and should be good to go with all the basics here. So if I go back to all my products, I can see here that there's the pricing is in there. This infinity sign means that there's no stock tracking attributed to that product. So we should be pretty good. I'm actually just going to go into haircut and shave, and I'll make a tag just because I want to make sure I've got it for all. So haircut, shave, I'll put that in as my tag there. So yeah, it looks like we got the basic setup for Des. So I would just replicate this for the other providers as well. Ian, Kathleen, and Ben, they would all need to have their products set up as well. So you could do the same thing, either set up some initial orders that are just like experiments, or you could do it on the fly. Say just like backtrack some sales in there from if you're already using Resurva and you're live with it, you could just backtrack some sales and enter them into Vend so you get comfortable with things. But yeah, what I can do now is I can go to the other orders and sales history, and I can see here that the information is all being populated now. The Vend's finished its sync, so you can see shave Des, haircut and shave Des Gadina, and that came over from all of that information came over from Resurva. So again, if I want to continue my sale, I'm able to do all of that information. Or sorry, I'm able to add to it as well. So in this case, if we had set up product like a hair product of some kind, we would be able to add it. But in this case, we could have like the shirt. So we can pretend that this is a shirt, like a shop shirt or something like that that the person wants to buy, and the taxation elements is already added here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that after, but again, I could just pay and say this person pays by credit card, and basically it's done. You would hand the terminal over to your client, and then they go through and process the payment. In another video, I'll show you how to do tips, because that's a question we get a lot from people on how to set up tips in Vend. But right now, I'm going to keep it focused on the basic setup here. And you can also see here that we do have our customers that have come in from Resurva as well. So their information is there. And yeah, basically we've got sort of the bare bones set up and running for our Vend and Resurva integration. So in future videos, I'm going to cover some of the more advanced setups like pulling reports, how to create these like things like price lists for certain customers, so you could track like back bar sales, as well as sales to friends that you may be discounting, or family members. Also to how to manage discounting between discounts offered by the owners, or the people running the barbershop, versus discounts offered to the staff. And it can show you how you can apply either product variants, so that if staff members want to offer a discount to their friend, they will be the ones that are taking the hit on the supplier price, versus say yourself as the shop owner, you would like to discount a friend, but you want to make sure that your staff are still getting paid. So yeah, basically, we are up and running now. There's a lot of great resources on Vend, just for you to really dive in to manage other other parts of your experience in there as you get more comfortable. But we can see here we've got a couple sales already in there. So we've got 2 sales for today. Once we got the supplier price in there, you can see like the gross profit for those 2 sales that occurred for the shave as or for the haircut, and then also the shave or the haircut and shave along with the other t-shirt that was purchased with that. So yeah, it's a great system. We really like this integration. It's straightforward. It's easy to do. You just really need to know how to structure your content and your layout, or structure the connection point between the 2 systems so that you can really go to town and pull reports and manage your inventory much easier than you were before you started using a service like Vend, which may have been like an Excel spreadsheet or even just like gut feeling, right? With Vend, you can set up thresholds so that you're able to get an alert when your product levels for, say, your pomades drop to a certain level. Then you can either automatically send a PO to the supplier, or you can get in touch with your supplier and make that order for replenishment. So that's it on the basic setup for Resurva and Vend. In future videos, we are going to cover some more advanced features like the just managing taxation, managing products and product variants, managing gift cards and loyalty, and also the reporting on how you can use tagging within Vends, and proper supplier categorization in order to pull some of those advanced reports. So you can track commissions on product sales, as well as even just doing simple things like how much you have to pay your contract staff with the splits or commissions for the gross sales that you have for all of the service-based products. So thanks again for watching, and if there are any more questions, you can always hit us up, support at resurva.com, or hit the knowledge base on resurva.com, or give us a phone call. All right, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.